Okay, welcome to the third video on Aristotle's categories. In this video, I'm going to introduce the distinction between said of and present in. And so have your handout ready. At a certain point, I'm going to introduce the distinctions. And then I'm going to turn to some examples, and we'll try to look at the way that the 10 categories of being, the 10 ways in which being is said that we looked at in the last video, the way that those apply to, or the way that they can be divided up using the set of present and distinction, using some examples. So something is said of something else if both its name and its definition are necessarily predicated of the subject. Well, what does that mean? Well, man or human being is necessarily predicated of me. Why? Well, because I am a human being, right? My humanness is what makes me what I am. And if I wasn't a human being, then I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't exist, right? And so it's part of my essence that I am a human being. If you wanted to define what I am, you would say, I'm a human being. And so this kind of answer, Aristotle thinks, is really going to be the proper answer to the question, what is it? When you ask what something is, you don't generally want to know, if you ask what I am, you don't generally want to know that I'm 6 feet tall. No, you want to know that I'm a human being, right? You want to know the kind of thing that I am. And so generally, the sort of in the first instance, as far as its nature, as far as what it is, in the first instance, that's going to be, for me, that I'm a human being. And in particular, that's going to apply to substances. Or that first category of being. So those are going to be said of me. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But human being is said of me. If something is only present in something else, then in most cases, neither the name nor the definition is predicated of the subject, right? So 6 feet tall is merely present in me. And you wouldn't really predicate the definition of 6 feet tall of me, right? You can't define what I am through my being 6 feet tall. And so while you could say this 6 feet tall in relation to me, it wouldn't sort of get at the heart of the matter as much as if you said human being. And so something is present in something else when it's an inessential property, and thus the definition of the property will not partially define the thing. So it's not part of my definition of what I am that I'm 6 feet tall, right? That's not part of my nature. It's not part of what I am. And so 6 feet tall is merely present in me. And that's in general going to be true for the other 9 kinds of being. So quantities, qualities, etc. Right? All of those are going to be merely present in substances. Now, we saw in the last video that there's both this 6 feet tall and 6 feet tall in general. And there's both this human being and then the general kind of thing, human being. And Aristotle is going to divide it between primary substances and secondary substances, and particular accidents and kinds of accidents. And that's going to get it, the primary is going to be this human being, and the particular accidents are going to be this 6 feet tall. But the secondary substances, those are going to be the kinds of primary substances. So human being in general, what you and I both share, that's a secondary substance. So human being is what you and I are going to share in general. and kinds of accidents. So we've got this 6 feet tall, my particular 6 feet tall, but then we've also got 6 feet tall in general, and that's going to be the kinds of accidents. 6 feet tall in general. Maybe you're 6 feet tall and I'm 6 feet tall, and we share this kind of accident. And in general, we'll see that primary substances, me, you, this bear, they're not said of other beings, nor are they present in other beings. But secondary substances are said of them, even though secondary substances are not present in them, nor are secondary substances present in anything else. The particular accidents, they're present in, they're present in the primary substances, just as, and the secondary substances are said of the primary substances. Right, just so this 6 feet tall is in me, and what defines 6 feet tall, this 6 feet tall, is the general kind being 6 feet tall. So 6 feet tall in general is said of 6 feet tall. And so kinds of accidents are said of particular accidents, but kinds of accidents are also present in primary substances. So not only in me is there this 6 feet tall, but there's also 6 feet tall in general. That's also in me. And human beings are rational. Rational is a kind of accident. And rational, not only is it present in me, right, this particular substance, this particular human being, but it's also present in the secondary substance, human being. In the next video, I'll look at some more examples and fill this out.